Well, if your mic's lagging, then it's shit. Make sure your audio is included, though.
There we go.
But anyways, hello everybody. Welcome to RPL F2 Season 11. It is the second round of the season, and we are in, Lord have mercy, Saudi Arabia for the Formula 2 Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. I am BeatNix714, and alongside me is the GOAT himself, Laggy Layton. Mr. Layton, how are you doing today?
I'm doing good, mate. Could have been better. You know, this track is not very good. I think everyone agree with this. We're gonna see some safety cars. We're gonna see virtual safety cars. We're gonna see a lot of crashes. So don't expect.
We'll see if we can
any expectations.
Well, we'll see if we can actually complete this weekend. Of course, last time RPL was in Saudi Arabia, cars were in the wall, and somebody, a wavy knife was in the catch fence, and an Alpine won the race. I don't think points counted, but at least Mr. What was it? At least Mr. Reese could say he won at Saudi Arabia in an Alpine. But besides the F1 shit show from last season aside, this is a new season, and we'll see if we can survive. We have Leon in, so if Leon's on pole, oh dear. I think this could be set to be one of the most meme Grand Prix in RPL history.
Yeah, I think if we see Leon Minor win the race, I think everyone will be celebrating for him. Leon Minor, obviously the best driver in RPL history.
I believe he's lapped L74G before.
Yeah, Leon Minor just showing why he's the GOAT.
Yep, exactly. We have 17 drivers in today, so this could be something. I'll do a quick rundown through the order. In the Prema, we got RPL Jordan and Nando Cedar. In the UNI, it's TRL. Is that Stig? I don't fucking know. It's Stig and MZQ. Carlin, we got Pluto and Bunky. High Tech, we got Leon and Gruggers. ART, we have F1 Opinion, whose opinions are shit. MP Motorsport, we have Get Wrecked and Daddy Ings. Charoos, nobody, because they're dead. Bourbon Boy and Titan in the Dams. ACL and Wavy Knife in the Campus. Yuri Vips in the Race Lab. And FRT Auto in the Trident. And that is your rundown. And everyone's readying up, so we're going to get qualifying started here. What are you expecting?
I'm expecting chaos, but obviously from the standings
chaos would be an understatement.
You can see Jordan is, you know, we expect Jordan to be in the top 5, obviously leading in the championship. He had a good run in the first 3 races, so he's hoping to continue it, but I don't think this is a good track for him or for anyone else.
Well, wheel track, so anybody, I believe, on a pad is going to be shit. So this will be the race for pad users. We'll see if not pad users, the race for wheel users. We'll see if anyone on a pad can actually get a podium today. I don't know who's who, but I can only assume that Titan is going to be hating this track. He's going to be in a world of pain for the next hour and a half. But here we go. My predictions. Alright, so my prediction is the front row is going to be Pluto and Bad F1 Opinion.
Ooh, Bad F1's going to be up there? Okay. I know Sonimus from what we saw last week. He was a race merchant. I'm hoping it's the other way around. So I'm going to go Bad F1 Opinions on pole and Sonimus P2.
Synonymous went full-blown Carlos Sainz last week, he started last in all the races because he binned it in quali. But I genuinely never saw him pass anyone, so Carlos signed his way up into some really nice points positions. We'll see if he can do that again, or today we'll see if he can stay in the front be a quality merchant. Unleash his inner gecko.
Bit of an insult
Without the
to Gecko.
penalties. Without the penalties.
Yeah, I think it was race 3. He accidentally pitted under the VSC, and he didn't know about the rule.
And he got DQ'd for not using his both tires. It was a shame too. Had a great run. But here we go. It is now qualifying time. And I keep forgetting to actually change the camera angle because it's not too realistic on my screen. But at the moment, it's Groggers in P1 as we go through the first couple corners.
Alto was just spun into turn 1. He locked the rear and just gone, but AC Layton leading the way. But from last week, we saw he had a tough start. He kept on spinning, so I don't expect too much. But as you can see, my prediction is in P2. So very good.
My prediction's in the top 3 as well. MZQ, though, on pole position. I wasn't really expecting that, but MZQ was a top driver in the championship last season. He was in that championship fight for long enough with RPL Egg, but of course, I don't think he showed up enough to make it a true challenge. So, yeah, ACL and Synonymous, now your top 2. Pluto in P3. ACL, currently on pole in, I believe, is that the Ralph Boschung car? No, it's the David Beckman car. ACL, let's see if he can take pole position. Going through the second sector, and Titan's out, and Wavy Knife's out. I wonder if Wavy Knife hit the catch fence again.
Yeah, some tricky corners around here. Some corners, especially the long up left, like the hairpin kind of. I
was gonna say, there's a lot of long lefts here. You gotta be more specific than that.
The one just after sector 1, the.
Okay,
like
the NASCAR
the Netherlands,
corner.
yeah, like the Netherlands kind of corner.
And ACL comes out of the final corner, and it looks like it's going to be pole position for him. And to the line, it is ACL on pole position by about a 10th over Bunky, Synonymous in 3rd.
Yeah.
Solid times there. An ACL for the McLaren Academy, RPL Eggs Academy, is on pole position. Bunky in 2nd, and Synonymous.
I'm sure Egg will be very happy with his drivers after last week, especially the amount of times they messed up or bottled. So,
yeah, I mean, I believe the two MPs wrecked each other at Bahrain.
Yeah, we saw some teammates not liking each other. But one thing that does surprise me in this quality session is RPL Jordan down in, I think it's 10th position.
P8.
No, 8th.
And so, I would also like to direct your attention. It's going to be an MP1-2 to start Sprint Race 1 here. So actually, it's literally a golden opportunity for Egg.
I'm sure Egg will be bouncing off the wall. Actually, no, I don't think he will. I think he'll just be miserable, sat in a chair, watching the rugby. That's just what I imagine from Egg. I just imagine like a young man acting like a granddad, having beer in his hand.
He acts like a granddad. When Egg's a granddad, he's just gonna ratio his grandchildren. I feel bad for them.
But AC Lion taking the 4 points for pole position. But not a very wide spread, but very close between the 7, I must say. Only 5 times separate them, but apart from that,
top 8 looking very close.
Really spread out.
Jack has left the session. That's interesting.
Yeah.
So, Get Wrecked and Daddy Ings, the front row for the opening, or just they're the front row. And why is it taking so long? The timer hasn't shown up yet. Is the lobby broken already?
Hopefully not.
Just in case it is. Just in case it is, I'm gonna screenshot the results here. When I say screenshot, I mean just take a picture. Because I'm poor. Okay. I should probably get the lower end of the order too, because, you know, gotta have that.
Oh, no. Still not fixed itself.
Alright. We'll keep waiting. We shall keep waiting.
Yeah, just casually. Patiently waiting.
So,
I don't know.
Liam's joining.
Just one thing I must ask, how does the format work? Like, how does the race? I've never done the FD4 format, so the new one. How does it work?
So basically, qualifying. So in quali, obviously it's the grid for the feature race. For sprint race 1, the top 10 are reverse. So yeah. So Get Wrecked and Daddy Ings, they're 9th and 10th. They'll be 1st and 2nd for sprint race 1. At the end of sprint race 1, the top 10 get reversed again for sprint race 2. And sprint race 2, they just dash to the finish, and then the feature race, that grid is set by qualifying. So that's how it is.
From what I see, we're waiting on Stig. Unfortunately.
That is unfortunate. Stig not living up to his name right now. Come on, Stig, you're American.
The only American on the grid. Oh no! This season we have 2.
Oh,
There's 2. We have 2 Americans on the grid.
At least Synonymous is living up to that American name. Can he be the 2nd American champion in RPL?
Who is the 1st?
Me.
Ah, you. You can tell I'm not an expert on the F2 seasons.
Yeah, F2 season 9 champion beating 7-4. The most Mickey Mouse, the most Mickey champion out there. More Mickey than Egg, because I literally had no competition. My competition was a Luke Smurf account and division in the last 2 rounds. that was my competition.
Bit of
yeah.
insult.
Very Mickey championship.
Mickey Mouse.
Hey, a title's a title, so I'll take it.
Yeah.
But here we go. Here we go.
He got you into F1.
I mean, I've done shit in F1. We don't talk about F1. We really, I try not talking about F1 because it's kind of painful.
We don't talk about young days.
We don't talk about season 6, round 1. Okay.
No.
No. And I believe Mr. Layton is having issues with his family, so I will run through the grid order. We got Wrecked and Daddy Ings, Jordan and P3, Bourbon, MCQ, Gruggers, Pluto, Synonymous, Bonky, ACL, Bad F1. Okay. Leon, Nando, Stig, Yuri Vips, Otto, Titan, and Wavy Knife, who probably hit the catch fence on his way in qualifying. We'll see if the MP cars can hold on to this one, too. It'll be very interesting to see. And as Turn 1 showed us in real F2, 3 starts, 3 crashes. So we'll see if that's what happens here. This could be a very action-packed Grand Prix as Daddy Ings completely blows the chicane. We'll see if Jordan, who didn't have the best qualifying, we'll see if he can take advantage of starting 3rd here. He's got Bourbon just behind him in 4th, who is his closest rival at the championship. Further back, Groggers, Pluto. We'll see if these guys can do anything. Welcome back. Did you have family issues?
Then we're just asking about corned beef hash. Very British taste.
British, yes.
Something you Americans don't understand.
You guys call dinner tea time. I still don't understand.
No, do we? I don't.
A few people.
I don't.
Okay, so so few British people lied to me, and ACL has been disqualified, and Daddy Ings.
I say what's for tea. Sometimes I say dinner. Depends.
I just don't get why some of you call dinner tea. I don't understand it.
Well, it's
tea is a drink, not food. Please elaborate. Leon and Nanoseeder have killed each other, so that's also interesting.
Why are you questioning the Britishness for?
Because
we could
I don't
talk
know
about
why
your
you call
country.
dinner tea. It makes no sense.
We could talk about your country. Your former president caused a riot.
Our current president now is just a potato head. He's got a worse approval rating than a bag of shit.
I mean, I can't talk about our government, but shocking.
British Parliament's not much better. Alright, here we go. 5 red lights for Jeddah. And it's lights out and away we go. Daddy Ings did not get a great start, but Bourbon did. Get Wrecked will lead into turn 1. And there's contact between Bourbon and Jordan, but everybody is getting through turn 1 cleanly. That is more than the real life F2 guys could say. But Get Wrecked leads Sector 1 as Bourbon spins.
Bourbon just went for a spin.
Bourbon and Groggers have had an incident. ACL is in it as well. The pole
it's Bonk. Bonk and Daddy Ings have crashed. And Daddy Ings has spun Bonk round, and that is not a good start.
Yeah, Bonky is around. Well, it's all happening here in Sector 1. They got through turn 1 cleanly.
I think MZ has, yes he does, he has left damage.
Yeah, he does, and left end plate is gone. So
if I was him, I'd
struggle for the rest of this race.
If I was him, I'd let Bad through.
Pluto, he's gone from, I think, P8 to P3 here on lap 1. Great start, Pluto. But Get Wrecked and Jordan leading first and second. Jordan did not have a good qualifying. He's got to take advantage of this. Let's see if he can get past the McLaren Academy driver of Get Wrecked 91.
Oh, it looks like Nando Sita is very stuck behind Bad F1 Opinion, as he's very close there. And the Prema driver.
Here comes Jordan alongside Get Wrecked. Heading into turn 27.
Side by side.
Jordan gets the lead.
Get Wrecked
but
with a
the switchback from Wrecked. Lovely switchback there.
And now it's just all about straight line speed. We got a crash in his bonk again. And Stig. And there's a 4-way crash at the back. Wow. Some entertainment. Oh, and we got...
I don't know what's happened back there. I was watching Get Wrecked and Jordan. Few cars pit.
Yeah, there we go.
4 cars in the pits. FRT Auto, Wavy Knife, Leon, and Titan, and Groggers. All of them have decided to pit. On this VSC, they're gonna really have to bet on a safety car here, and with only 10 laps, you might not get one. You never know, as Daddy Ings has overtaken Pluto under the VSC.
Yeah, there were a 4-way crash, and Leon Minor is involved as
Daddy Ings has a drive-through.
This is and he's
just wrecked Pluto.
What? That is not very good driving there from Daddy Ings.
And Pluto doesn't like it either, and Pluto's...
That was on purpose.
Pluto tried to... I forgot what the frickin' word is.
Well...
he tried to get his revenge,
He just straight lined.
Well.
Yeah, he just straight lined. Not
straight
very
lined
good.
Is the F1 term.
There's
a NASCAR term for it, and I don't remember what it is. As Jordan will get past Get Wrecked 91. Let's see if Get Wrecked can fight back, though.
Look at the ART drivers, 5th and 6th, but provisional 4th and 5th. Those two doing amazing for the ART team. Both drivers are very consistent, I must say myself. So that is good for them, as well as MZ, even though he has damage.
It's all happening here up front. MZQ and Daddy Ings thinking about going wheel to wheel in turn 27. And Daddy Ings will not serve as drive-through just yet. But he's going to go down the inside of MZQ here. Late braking.
Oh.
And he hasn't made it stick just yet. Remember, MZQ has end plate damage, but Daddy Ings makes the move stick. Nice.
Yeah, Daddy Ings holding the Alpine Academy up, and this is not very good.
Of course, in terms of Mercedes Academy, I believe we're doing kind of shit today. We got Yuri Vips and Bourbon, 7th and 8th. RPL Titan way back in 17th. And Get Wrecked. He is losing ground to Mr. RPL Jordan, the championship leader. First time he's ever led in the championship, in any championship in RPL history. He's finally leading it, and he has a really strong chance to extend his lead here. And with his closest rivals having incidents,
Oh,
It's
it's
not looked good for him.
Sonnemus picks up a pen, but
warning penalty.
he's pretty much got the gap to Yurivic 44, so that is good. As long as he doesn't get
that pretty much takes him out of the podium fight.
Yeah, but I think Sonnemus will be very happy with his race result.
Let's see if he can continue the pole gap. DRS is enabled, so they will use the rear gap in their wings.
Now,
Let's see if anyone thinks about a move in turn 27 here. Oh. And Synonymous sends it on his teammate.
Oh, I told my driver.
And that's a nice move, but they do make contact.
No, please don't crash, you're gonna kill me. Please, you're part of the same academy, do not do this to me. Please.
Here we go, and they are still going wheel to wheel here, heading into turn 1.
No.
Bad F1 Opinion breaks later, but Synonymous, I think, had a bit of a corner cut. They do make slight contact, but a Bad F1 Opinion will hold the position. Meanwhile, up front, Daddy Ings and MZQ still going wheel to wheel as Synonymous finally gets past his teammate.
Oh man, I think I've just had a heart attack.
Daddy Ings. What academy are they?
Alpine. Alpine.
Synonymous went wide.
Alpine.
ART Alpine 2. And Daddy Ings another penalty.
Okay, I think
Daddy Ings has to serve, and he's weaving.
Excessive weaving, if you want to call it that.
This guy's probably gonna get a weekend ban, just like AK.
Yeah.
I forgot to mention this. Mr. AK does have a weekend ban, so that is why you won't see him in the field today.
I think Daddy Ings did. Oh, he's just this guy.
Did he just brake check Synonymous?
Yeah, this guy should not be racing. He shouldn't be racing.
He's gonna get DQ'd here. Well, he'll get DQ'd if he doesn't serve his drive-through.
He deserves more than a weekend ban. Like, his driving is disgraceful. At this point, he does. Like, his racing in one race is awful.
Well, let's hope he doesn't brake check Synonymous again. Synonymous.
Look, he
is very wise here, and here comes MZQ to pick up the pieces! Teammates collide! Bad F1 Opinion got into the back of Synonymous.
I told these guys not to do this.
Bad F1 Opinion, I'm almost certain he got into the back of his teammate, and now his race is screwed as Bad F1 Opinions goes up into 3rd place, overtaking MZQ.
If I was MZQ and Bad F1,
controversy in the Alpine Academy.
Yeah, I told these drivers not to fight each other and help each other out, and clearly they're just going against orders. Not very good, but a 3-4 I'll take. But yeah, Daddy Ings is just...
this is pending penalties as well. The Mercedes Academy has made the most of this. You got a high-tech running in 5th, and you got Bourbon in 6th. Not looking too shabby there, as ACL goes past Bonky for 8. But a good recovery here from Bonky. Remember, he was in that lap 1 skirmish as Daddy Ings has crashed.
Oh.
He's going to get going again, just behind Wavy Knife, and is he waiting? I think he's waiting. I'm going to watch this, because it looks like he's waiting for Synonymous here. And Synonymous, whatever you see. Don't know what for.
Yeah.
I didn't see anyone crash. Maybe it's because of Daddy Ings, I don't know. And Synonymous says, screw it, I'm going to try and pass them as they make contact.
I could just stand, like, Daddy Ings is just slow.
You'll get a 5-second penalty for overtaking under the yellow.
Could that be removed just because of Daddy Ings is driving? Like, look, what's he doing?
I don't really know what he's doing. I haven't seen any penalties go out just yet. These guys also better be careful. They could. Yeah. This is a virtual safety car. These guys are going full ham. They better slow down, because they'll probably get penalized. They'll probably both get a drive-through here.
Oh, Daddy Ings just hits the wall. Oh, and there we go. DRS enabled.
And he's just... Synonymous has brake checked Daddy Ings. Be prepared for a straight line here.
Oh, yeah, there
it is.
There we go, yeah. That's more than a weekend ban. Yeah, that's more than a weekend ban.
Yeah,
Pluto's
now Pluto's gonna get into it as Daddy Ings pits.
Yeah. The fact that
Leon,
some guys in the
Leon
league...
picks up a few positions. Alright, well, let's go back to reality here. RPL Jordan has a 3-second advantage over Get Wrecked 91. Then it's Bad F1 Opinion and MZQ, Bourbon, Yuri Vips, Bunky, Nando Cedar, Stig. And how about Wavy Knife? Qualified last, now running in reverse grid pole.
Can you check the FT chat?
Yeah.
I'll let you explain to Luke. Yeah, very good. Alpine Academy doing good at the moment. 3-4. It could be better, especially with a certain driver. Just doing what he always does.
Apparently Stig had an incident with someone. Oh no, Stig left, that's why.
Yeah, he's not got control of his car because of the owners spectating, unfortunately. Which should be getting fixed, hopefully soon. But Bonk and Yuri are battling for P6. And Bonk, after a recovery drive from the first lap,
Wavy Knife, remember, like I said, Wavy Knife qualified in last place, and Synonymous is out. He's crashed out in the S section. We have a safety car! Where is he binned it? And oh, he's binned it there. That is he's binned it, and I believe that's turn 25 where he's crashed. Yeah, turn 25.
What's...
Yep, turns. Alright, I'm watching Daddy Ings here.
Yeah.
He's gonna go past the wreckage, and his wreckage is already gone, but he was there. ACL Grogger's pit. And this is not gonna be a very short safety car period, because it'll go in on lap 8, and now this neutralizes everything. Jordan, on what looked to be a easy, clear victory and an extension in his championship advantage, now he's gonna have to sit behind the safety car for a lap, which allows a few cars to catch up to him.
Yeah, this is gonna be fun now. Like Jordan in second place was just pulling away, and this brings Bad F1 into the fight. So I think this is gonna be a good entertainment now.
Not just Bad F1, there's a lot of guys here now with a chance. And Wavy Knife, it looked like it was going to be a clear reverse grid pull for him, but now Pluto and the likes of Pluto and Leon have a chance. Our dreams of a Leon reverse grid pull could potentially happen. What the heck? As Yuri Vips chooses to pit, what is Yuri Vips doing here?
Don't know. I don't see why you would.
That is a bad decision here. Yeah, I mean, we'll get going with 2 to go. We still have 3 laps left. The safety car, no matter what, will, he's getting a front wing change. That's possibly why. And according to Mr. Egg, Daddy Ings is clean. I've seen him in other leagues. Class drivers. Egg, you need your eyes examined. And Yuri Vips will get going, and he's going to still be in 9th place, so this hasn't exactly been terrible for Mr. Yuri Vips.
Yeah. Egg's not watching the current race.
Yeah. The top 7 have all caught up. TRL Stig still trying to catch, or at least his AI is trying to catch up. I don't think anyone else will catch up in time. So it's going to be a fight with the top 7 here. Which of these 7 drivers will pick up a potential race win? FRT Auto is in the back of this queue as well. He's a lap down. But the safety car, regardless, will come in on this lap.
Jack's not leaving, so this is an issue.
Well, Jack juggles chose, so... Alright, here we go. This will be it. And Luke has chosen to leave.
Do we go straight to the second race, or is there a lobby?
We go straight into it. We go straight into race 2 and then race 3. We go straight into all of them. Alright, here we go. This will be it. RPL Jordan backing up the field. This will be the fight with these 8 drivers, or 7 drivers and a ghost. And here we go. when does Jordan decide to go for it?
I wonder how we have option.
He's going. He's gone quite early, and Get Wrecked has actually got a great exit here. Here comes Get Wrecked. He might have a chance here. Jordan defending fiercely. Remember, he's got the championship to think about. Get Wrecked is going to try and go around the outside, which becomes the inside. They do touch, and Get Wrecked almost bottles it. Jordan holds on to the lead here. Bad F1 Opinion now trying to hold off his fellow Academy teammate.
Come on, lads.
MZQ. And Bourbon trying to hold off Bonky for P6, Nando Cedar in 7th. And I think Bonky might have a broken end plate too. And he does. I don't know if he made contact with Bourbon or not. But they all survive here. And Daddy Ings doesn't
crashed on
survive.
purpose. Crashed on purpose.
He's binned it in turn 26. Can't have a safety car now, though. It's lap 9. And RPL Jordan, it's the dream scenario for him. He fended off Get Wrecked 91, and he now continues to lead. And now, Bad F1 Opinion gets a penalty. I was about to say maybe he could get the podium, but now any of his podium chances are washed away.
He would still get top 7. What is reverse pole? Who gets it?
P10.
No?
Currently belongs to Wavy Knife.
Oh. Can Leon Miner get it?
MZQ. MZQ. Ooh, he wanted to look on the inside. Bad F1 Opinion did not give it to him. And now he'll gift him that inside line. And meanwhile, behind them, Bourbon overtaking Bunkers as well.
Yes. Right. These two need to work together.
All happening here as Nano Cedar gets past Stig.
No, he doesn't.
Everyone trying to break the toe here. Here comes F1 Opinion. He's going to try and come back at MZQ here. Around the outside, which becomes the inside. Won't be able to make it stick as Bunky back ahead of Bourbon.
Yeah, Bunky and Bourbon, but I think Bourbon has some damage. Unless he's just really struggling. No, he doesn't. So he's just really struggling with the car. And Bourbon just not having the best of races at the moment. As Bad F1. He's holding a bonk, which is really good.
Oh, Bourbon, he had a look in goes for it. Sector 1 there.
He thought about it.
And Bunky now with a penalty. Bourbon is now in net P4 all of a sudden.
Very good.
As long as Bourbon... Ooh, Bourbon goes wide there.
Well, I think the driver... I think the driver that we have to give it is to is Jordan. He's just led a good race as Daddy Ings finally leaves. Hopefully he doesn't come back. And hopefully he's kicked.
Yeah, as you said, RPL Jordan, another penalty for Bad F1 Opinion. It's all turned into ashes for him.
And he's only going to drop.
But RPL Jordan... Oh! Bad F1 Opinion's crashed! I don't know what happened there, but he's now binned it.
Wait.
And now... I don't know what's happened here, but at the very end, RPL Jordan started, I think, in 3rd place. He's persevered, he's taken the lead, he's led the most laps, he's going to come around the final corner, and he will extend his championship advantage. RPL Jordan wins the first sprint race in the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. Get Wrecked in 2nd, MZQ rounds out the podium. Bourbon 4th, and Nando Cedar, the man who didn't even score a point in Bahrain, finishes in 5th place. A solid race for him. And Wavy Knife will just hold off Pluto for a reverse grid pole. Leon will take 12th place. Titan in 13th. Gruggers 14th. And ACL, who is on pole for the feature race, is going to be in 15th place. An a controversial first sprint race here.
About F1, he would have nearly had it.
Alrighty, that is the first sprint race in the books. And, championship advantage increases for RPL Jordan. Nando Cedar getting driver of the day today.
Well, there we go. Race 1, and Jordan goes from 3rd. Nando Cedar goes from 5th.
Yuri Vips 15th to 7th, even with the pit stop and the fastest lap to boot. Some people are saying in the chat that he's an alt, but I can't back up that information. I'll have a look at his gamer tag. Yeah, slightly suspicious. He's got 70 gamer score.
So, does it go from 10th down?
Yeah. So Wavy Knife will have reverse grid pole position.
That was last.
Jordan starting P10. And
Wait,
of
what?
course, Anonymous in last place.
R.I.P. Don't worry. He'll do a Carlos Sainz.
He'll Carlos Sainz his way through.
Yeah,
the field.
he'll Carlos Sainz it. Don't worry. Good start from MZ though.
But the real question is, can anybody match RPL Jordan?
Well,
we head in the sprint race too.
If I look at the standings, his main competitors are Pluto, and just Pluto at the moment. But Jordan,
I guess, and Bourbon.
Bourbon he's like 13 points behind, so it's not.
And that's close. As of Bahrain. We've just gone through one sprint race where Jordan's won and the rest bottled it.
Exactly.
So he turned a not so good quali into a class first sprint race. But it's Wavy Knife, the man who was in the catch fence in RPL F1 at this track last season.
Start. Oh, and why'd I say start? It's a formation lap. Oh my god.
You're dumb.
I know.
Alright.
How's bad F1 starting second? I'm confused.
You finished 9th.
Yeah, so it's 10th up. I see.
Yeah, that's why I said Wavy and I finished 10th, so.
I'm dumb, man. I'm dumb. This is why I stick to F1.
You really are bad at F2.
This is why I stick to F1, man. This is why I stick to F1. F2's not my thing.
At this rate, I don't know if I'm gonna be in F1 much longer. I might just throw co-coms with Titan.
I think Titan's too lonely. He needs someone.
Exactly. Why have one lonely American commentator when you could have two?
We need two. We need
not
double.
Lonely American commentators.
Yeah, exactly. I see the point. You know, you talk to Titan, but I think Titan would rather be lonely than have two American commentators.
I think Titan would rather have me finish 17th in a Williams. Or, actually, no. Finish 17th in an Aston Martin. Because I'm bad.
What car are you wearing? What car are you racing?
Well,
in?
I am a Williams driver, but I don't think Oxtez is showing up again. So.
Ooh. Well, you have Kings as your teammate, correct?
Yeah, Payox. He might be in the Aston
you two.
For me. I mean, Gecko ain't showing up either, so.
Gecko in a Mercedes. Ooh.
Yeah,
I wonder who takes his spot.
If KBS doesn't show up, Payox is taking that Merc, because Imola is one of my worst, and I do not want to humiliate myself.
Yeah, it's okay, mate. You'll be at the back of the grid anyway.
It's fine. I'll shit house 5th place again.
Yeah, don't worry, mate.
Alright, but enough talk about F1. Let's return to F2. Apparently, Groggers and ACL hit each other on the formation lap, so that's interesting.
Teammates, correct?
I don't know.
Right.
They don't look like teammates.
What is it? Groggers?
I think ACL is Campos and Groggers is High Tech.
Well, would you like to do the race start on me? I think you should do it.
Me,
just
because
because of the American voice. Just the
I am
American
main
voice.
comms. I am
Nah,
main
just
comms,
the
so I do it.
Americanness. You scream and shout.
American! Okay, Liam, in the Charoos for no reason, is gonna pull into his grid slot. And, here we go. It's go time for Sprint Race 2. As we wait for everybody to load in.
Apparently, Leon minus people. Oh, we got someone broke the lobby again.
And it says on my screen, Leon is in first place.
Exactly. Come on, Leon Miner. Round of applause.
Absolute brilliance by Leon. He started first and he's dropped to 12th before the 5 red
just
lights.
a go.
Even with
He's just a go.
that's just Leon things. Oh no, Leon, no!
No!
Here we go, 5 red
P1.
lights anyway. And it's lights out and away we go. It's a good start from Wavy Knife. And an okay start from Bad F1 Opinion. And they'll be 1-2 in turn 1. Wavy Knife's gone wide. But I believe everybody got through turn 1 cleanly.
Yeah, very for once. Don't mix it up.
And everybody still gutting through sector 1 cleanly here.
No
real incidents.
Sonimus has got
There'll
damage.
be damages going around it. Oh, there's a car going wide.
Get Wrecked has gone. Oh, and there's a lot of decent
Get Wrecked has
cars.
lost a lot of positions there. And oh, Pluto and Groggers! No, that's Nando Cedar! Groggers at Pluto!
Oh!
Who's crashed?
Massive crash on a
Massive
straight.
crash!
Bad F1 all the way on the back of Wavy.
Crashing everywhere there. And there's a massive crash there!
Oh my god.
ACL's been hit hard! Get
Safety
Wrecked
car.
out as well!
Virtual. How's that virtual? That should be a full.
Massive crash!
Oh, there we go.
And there's the safety car. And here comes Pluto to survey the damage. That was a massive
Can you pit under? Can you pit under safety car?
Yes, you can. Yes,
Okay, so if I was Sonimus, I would.
It's
pit.
only the feature race. Well, yeah, you could. Regardless, you could pit under the safety car. Your mandatory pit stop will count, but it's a sprint race, so there's no mandatory stop.
If I was Sonimus, I would pit because of damage.
Does he have damage?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got end plate damage. I mean, it's survivable. I mean, I've done races with a missing end plate before. I mean, it's not the end of the world, but it's certainly not nice. But Wavy Knife holds on to the lead on the first lap.
Yeah, very close.
Just trying to not get into the catch fence today. As Groggers gets a 5-second penalty. What a dummy.
Jordan's up to P7, so he's having a good start. But a lot of drivers are on different tyres. Someone.
I'll have a look at the tires. I'll have a look at that.
I'm guessing it's soft and mediums. Soft and medium.
Lots of soft. It's pretty much 50-50 between soft tires and medium tires.
Yeah, there you go. Oh, why is MZ pit? Oh.
I don't know, but Wavy Knife almost hit the safety car.
I'll tell you what, F2 sometimes makes me want to kill myself.
Daddy
I'm not
Ings
even racing.
has gained 7 places here on lap 1, and as has Liam.
I'm not even
But I believe
racing.
Daddy Ings is a ghost.
I'm not even racing, and this makes me want to kill myself seeing my academy doing some racing.
At least your academy is in P2 and P4 right now.
Yeah, and then they're in P16 and P14.
Well, my Mercedes Academy, we got 3 guys in the points. I believe that is all 3 of our drivers today. Well done, Merc boys. Go on, Titan. You and your pad heaven.
I don't know how Titan's not spun yet.
Yes, I mean, I think he got involved in. I think he was in some of the death on lap 1, and that's why we didn't see him. But go on, Titan. You're at P8 right now. Good job. He's in the points.
That doesn't surprise me.
And he's in the dams today, so that is also interesting.
So
he's in the lead car.
Does the third race go off qualifying?
Yeah, the third race goes off qualifying. So ACL,
okay, thank God.
Who's had an appalling weekend up to this point, he will start on pole position for the feature race.
At least Sonimus is in the top 3.
Yes. And had a really nice overhead view of the track there. Nice overhead view. I like that.
I'm gonna have a heart
and Pluto's
attack.
left, by the way. So Jordan, it looks like this championship is turning into a Mickey Mouse title for him right now.
MC's been to serve his penalty that he got Groggers. Which I can
Synonymous,
understand.
and Pluto all have penalties and MZQs and
Yeah.
again. Interesting.
Well, as we saw from MZQ, he's a very good driver. Very quick in race pace. So
Was in the championship fight in Season 10. We'll see if he can try and get back into it here in Season 11, as Titan has sent me a message. He said just keeping it chill. Just keeping it chill, okay.
keeping it chill. He's in P8.
Just don't die, Titan. That's all I have to say.
He's in P8. What Titan?
That's what I was saying. He's in the lead Dams car. He's in P8. It's looking good for him. Just don't get RPL Jordan ahead of you.
It's a shame
he's on a pad.
And it's also a shame he's not living up to the Titan name. It might as well be called
I think he
RPL
should go
Iron.
back to Titan Iron Wolf.
I think he just should be called RPL Iron Wolf. Like, take out the Titan.
Yeah, I think RPL Titan has a nice ring to it.
Is he a champion? Is he a champion?
He's not a champion. He's not a champion, but he's a champion in our hearts.
He's a champion of Crusher. We'll give him that.
He's a champion in the heart of Americans. We all look down on him. Or no, we all look up to him.
I think you're the only one that's looking up to him.
Okay, yeah, height jokes. Haha, very funny. I am actually short in real life, so we don't talk about it.
It's okay, mate.
Do one more lap behind the safety car here, so
He'll
that's
grow.
very interesting.
He'll grow, don't worry.
No, I won't. I'm
Everyone
17
grows.
and I'm still 5'5". It's kind of depressing.
Oh, mate.
I'm screwed in terms of height. I am screwed.
It's not very good that you're 5'5".
Catch up to everyone. I mean, on the bright side, the rest of my family's short too, so I'm not alone.
I think if you stood up to Shaquille O'Neal, I think you'd be a dwarf.
I think my neck would be broken.
You'd be a dwarf.
If I tried to look up at his face.
I don't think you'd be past his kneecap. You're that small.
I think my head would be the basketball because of how big his hand is.
I think he can just like jump over you, like just like
Probably.
a little bit, just like a little bit. He could probably jump over you.
Just
like he doesn't even have to move.
Alright.
He could just jump off and it'll be over you.
interesting talk today here in RPL F2.
What do you and Egg talk about?
Not this. We just talk shit on each other because it's fun.
Oh.
Wait,
Wait, can we swear?
Oh, I mean, I swear. Doesn't mean that. I don't give a crap. Sure, demonetize us on YouTube. I'm not making money off of this.
I mean, I've been trying so hard not to swear at my own academy.
Swear at your academy. Do it. Like, literally. Unleash your anger.
I have. If you could see the Alpine chat right now, you would understand.
The last time I was in the Alpine chat was Season 5, Round 1, where I got loaned to Alpine.
Yeah,
Are we gonna get going? Come on! Finally!
If you can see the
Safety
Alpine
car
chat,
in this lap.
if you could see the Alpine chat. I'm not a very nice TP sometimes.
Alright, snap back to reality here. Wavy Knife and Bad F1 Opinion are finally gonna get us going here. Let's see what happens. When does Wavy Knife decide to go? I believe in the last safety car in Sprint Race 1.
Oh, he's gone. He's gone. There we go.
And he's gone now. He's gone early again. These guys are not. These guys are going a lot earlier than I expected. Bad F1 Opinion
Are we gonna see a
very
move?
nice toe.
Is he gonna go for it?
Is he gonna go down the inside?
No.
No, he thinks better of it.
And
He
Wavy
thinks better of it.
still
But
makes
Stick
that
goes down the
mistake.
inside of Bunky.
And Leon Minor
Trying to
gets
make it
past
work.
Eddie Ings. What a move! This Bourbon gets
Yuri
past
Vips
Jordan.
trying to make a move
Oh,
as
we
well.
got a crash. We got a crash. Nando's
Nando
Vita's crashed. It's Jordan and Bourbon.
No damage.
Ooh. Very close. As a Stigger's.
Ooh, Stig's off. Stig
He's gone
went
to
off,
Narnia.
and he's gonna lose
He's gone
places.
to Narnia and back.
It's turning into sadness right now for Stig, and he's gonna lose out to Bourbon as well. Titan wants to pick up the pieces too.
Very close though between the top three. Yuri Vips just having that 1.3. As MZQ's already on the move and he's going for Groggers now. So he's having a good start.
Gets a good run on Bad F1 Opinion. He's gonna take advantage. Bad F1 Opinion might just lose second place here. And he will lose second place. Bunky is through.
Oh. A lot of braking early. I don't know the lines, but a lot of braking early from what I've seen in the last two races. But MZQ is on the back.
Zones. I haven't sweated this track. I haven't sweated this track in a long time.
The last time I did this track was RPL F1, which, as you know, you was there. I think that race did not go so well.
And here comes Bunky. Bunky wants 2 cars in 1 lap here.
Is he going to go for it around the outside? He's going to brake late. He wants this side by side.
Oh, wow, wavy knife, putting up some great defense, and he holds on to P1.
At least he's cleaner than Max Verstappen.
And Super Liam's, he's gone from P19 to P10. Great recovery by Liam, who didn't even race Sprint Race 1. It's looking good for him.
It's not really a recovery.
It's just a good race.
It's just a good race. There we go, good race.
He'll have to do it again in the feature race.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Here comes Bunky again. No DRS just yet.
Yeah, Bunky, he wants this win. He wants this win. Look at him, look at the...
Bad F1 Opinion wants to redeem himself as well. He's right there.
Bad F1 wants a good race after last race, and Wavy goes a bit deep. And
yeah, last race ended in tears.
Oh!
Gate, no!
He's crashed! Oh my gosh! Oh, we thought he was going to win the race and he's gone, and there we go, that shut Beatnik up. He's silent. He's sad. He's emotional. Beatnik. Oh, Bad F1! Bad F1 got damaged. He's hit the wall. What am I seeing?
What is going on here? Yuri Vips is now going for P2.
RPL
Jordan as well.
Jordan for the double move. Does he go for it? Does he go from the inside? Yes, he does. It's late. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna have a heart attack.
It's beautiful. 2 cars in.
Yuri Vips, though, he's coming back at him. Oh,
Yuri Vips is in the wall.
Bad F1, will he go for it? Send it. Yes, he does. He sends it. He locks up. Oh, side by side. Oh my gosh, I'm pulling myself.
Yeah, Jordan holds him on. P2
and now Bourbon.
Bourbon up to
fast.
3rd.
I can't handle this. Can't handle this.
What a crazy race this has been. Since the green flag dropped, this has just been chaos. Meanwhile, RPL Titan is just being a brick wall as Groggers goes past him.
I wonder if
Titan gets a penalty.
This Titan of a penalty, and that's
Here
going to drop
Leon
him, surely.
Now. Leon wants a move. Does Leon go around the outside? He does. But Titan, with some decent defense, holds on.
Autonomous. Autonomous nearly goes for it on Leon Minor.
Liam's out.
Liam's crashed.
He, no, he's retired on track. It's anonymous. He might lose P10 here.
Oh, it's Titan.
MZQ, and Titan's binned it. And Leon almost crashes as well. This midfield scrap is incredible. But here comes Leon on Synonymous. And Leon's... No, Titan's in the wall.
Titan just nearly took out my driver. Very close. But MZ up to P8.
Back
if
up
he
front,
can clear...
Yuri Vips going for it on Bad F1 Opinion. Bad F1 Opinion breaking late. And the switchback of dreams for Yuri Vips and Stig ends in tears for Bad F1 Opinion. Meanwhile, Groggers has crashed and he's reset to track. That's a penalty for Groggers. And now Leon in the points, but not anymore. Synonymous goes right past Leon, but Leon breaks late, and Jordan takes the lead.
Oh no, it doesn't. They're side by side. There's contact. Wavy and Jordan.
Trying to
They're
get the lead in
side.
Sector 1 and does with 3 laps remaining.
Wavy wants the win. He could get it right here as we got a crash.
Leon's crashed.
Does Wavy go for it? Does Wavy get the win?
Here comes Wavy Knife.
He sends it! He sends it! Oh! He's done it!
What a move! He sends it! Can he hold on?
He's got one more chance. Chance, and that is the final straight.
There's still laps remaining in this race.
Oh my gosh! Does Wavy get him?
What an incredible fight this has been. Yuri Vips in 4th place.
Yeah.
Here comes Stig.
Oh what? Alright.
Wow. This has been incredible as Synonymous gets a penalty. Nando Cedar getting ahead of RPL Titan. Daddy Ying's Ghost is in 10th. Grogger's 11th. And Wavy Knife is back into the lead. There, go down the inside. Wavy Knife trying to hold it around the outside.
Look at Bourbon. Look at Bourbon though. Bourbon's all over the back of him. Could we see Bourbon getting
Wavy
through?
Knife though, he's going to get the DRS. And he's going to go around the outside of RPL Jordan here with 2 laps to go. Jordan sends it though. Down the inside. Wavy Knife trying to hold on to the lead. Not leaving an inch of space. But Jordan might just hold on to the lead here.
Side still. Oh,
no
Jordan
space
just
is left.
him off.
And Synonymous is out.
Oh.
And Wavy Knife. They're still going side by side in Sector 1.
Oh,
now
look at Yuri Vips.
Forced off the track.
Look at Yuri Vips. Oh, Jordan's got penalty.
Jordan now gets a penalty. And Yuri Vips forcing Bourbon off the track.
What are we seeing? It's basically a 6-race.
Oh, look
at Stig. Look at Stig. He goes down the inside of Yuri Vips and he gets the move done to the NASCAR corner.
Oh, and he almost crashes into Vips.
I sent you a Discord message.
Yeah, I see it, and yeah, it's fine.
Yeah. You know that means very important. Those 4-letter word. That 4-letter word means very important.
Yeah. When you say that, you mean T, I assume. And no. Oh no, Wavy Knife's gone wide. Wavy Knife almost crashed it. And now Bourbon has a prime chance to take P2 here. Here comes Bourbon. And it's not just Bourbon. Stig wants a chance too.
Oh, wow. Nah, there's going to be a massive crash.
Yuri Vips on the inside. Bourbon on the outside. Bourbon gets a good run. And there's a crash. It's bonkers again. And we now enter the final lap of the race.
There's going to be a massive crash. Oh my gosh.
Yuri Vips sends it on his Mercedes Academy
he's got a penalty.
teammate.
He's got a penalty.
Oh
Jordan.
my goodness. This is incredible.
Jordan's going to get the gap. Oh, there's contact.
No, wait a minute. Jordan has a penalty. Wavy Knife doesn't. Wavy Knife could get the win here. He's just got to stay within 3 seconds.
Oh my
and
gosh.
The fight for third is absolutely insane.
Stig nearly crashes, all my days.
And F1 Opinion goes wide.
Yeah, that's very good.
This battle has been unbelievable. We only have half a lap remaining, and it looks like it's going to be Wavy Knife and Bourbon 1 and 2. Jordan is not going to hold on to this win. Nando Cedar will pick up the final point. But I don't know what to say about this.
Who's going to finish 4th? I wonder.
Who's going to round out the podium in this race? I think Jordan will round out the podium.
He's going to drop to 3rd. That is for sure.
Yeah, for sure. But RPL Jordan on track. It's going to be the double for him as he comes through the final corner. Yuri Vips will take 3rd place away from Bourbon on track. And oh no! MCQ spun it! as RPL Jordan wins the second sprint race on track, but
I think they
Wavy
crashed.
Knife wins the second sprint race in Jeddah. Bourbon second, Jordan third, Yuri Vips fourth, Stig fifth, Nando Cedar sixth, MZQ, and Bad I've One Opinion rounding out the points. Daddy
Well,
Ing's Ghost,
best-
FRT Auto.
Best of luck with race 3. I'll be watching.
What an incredible, that was one of them, that was easily the greatest I've commentated RPL so far. What an incredible fight. And unfortunately for ETSR Layton, he has to go do his stupid tea time. An incredible battle there at the end of Sprint Race 2. Wow! An insane ending to this race. And it ends in... it ends in brilliance. Your Vips takes the fastest lap again, but Wavy Knife wins. And absolutely incredible. Current weekend results, it's Jordan and Bourbon first and second, Wavy Knife in third, and if he holds on to this, this would be Wavy Knife's first career victory in RPL. Absolutely brilliant. And now we get ready for sprint, or not sprint race 3, but the feature race, the long-awaited feature race here. Race strategy finally gonna play a part here. We've witnessed an incredible race weekend, and it's all gonna come to a head here in the final race here in Jeddah. This has been incredible to watch. Here we go. Formation lap time. And ACL, who's had an appalling weekend up to this point, finally gets to start on pole position. Bunkers in second, Synonymous third. Pluto, who's left, is in fourth. So his ghost really is nothing. Groggers, MZQ, Bourbon. Oh, is there a crash there? Yeah, there was. Leon, Bad If What Opinion have crashed. Bourbon, Jordan, and Get Wrecked, rounding out the guys who are actually starting this race. Nando Cedar, Stig, Yuri Vips, FRT Auto, who I believe he's left too. RPL Titan, Wavy Knife, Super Liam. Alrighty, so, one Campus won a race. Will it be the double for the Campus boys? Alrighty, 14 laps here in the feature race. And it's been a fantastic weekend, and it's only gonna get better here. As ACL backing up the field, and Jordan crashes. Alrighty, remaining drivers getting into their grid slots. I believe the last one is RPL Jordan. I don't know. But here we go, the last few cars going into their grid slots, and we're finally gonna get going here for the feature race in Bahrain. The feature race in Jeddah. Here we go. It's lights out, and away we go for the third time today. It's a good start from ACL, who holds off bunkers into turn one. Into turn one we go. Everybody keeping it clean once again. Turn one, unlike F2 in real life, was clean all the way through. And everybody once again keeping it clean here through the first sector. Let's see, no real incidents. They're trying to play it safe. And we get through the first sector relatively incident-free. Few cars going wide. That's get wrecked. Hopefully he has a safe rejoin, and he does. Everybody keeps it clean through Sector 1. It's ACL, Bunkers, Synonymous, MZQ, and Groggers. As Leon goes down the inside of Pluto, who's a ghost. Leon up into 9th place. Nando Cedar trying to get past Pluto's ghost. And ooh, Bunkers. He cut the corner there, so that's going to be an early warning for him. Not what he needs early on here, as he tries to close the gap on ACL. We have a long race to go here in Jeddah. These guys, they'll probably try and take it easy here as that was Leon. Okay, that may have been Groggers. Had to be Groggers instead. As Groggers goes down the inside of MZQ, but MZQ will get the switchback, and he will hold on to 4th place for the time being. As he goes to the far inside to try and break the toe, Groggers trying to close that gap. Does Groggers send one into turn 1 here? MZQ goes to the far inside, and there's slight contact there, and I think MZQ locked the rears. As Stig DNFs in the pits, and MZQ losing places, Bourbon into 5th place, RPL Jordan in 4th. Vodafone Opinion up to 7th as well, MZQ down to 8th. Almost contact made between the Academy teammates. And Leon holding on to the final points paying position as I think Titan, yep, Titan has spun it. That is, yeah, that's a big rip in the chat. Meanwhile, everyone just trying to keep it clean. Stig has finally given up here as Yuri Vips goes past Leon. Oh, Leon's bottled it here. Leon has fallen into 13th place. As Get Wrecked hits a wall, and Bad F1 Opinion has crashed it. I don't see damage, but Bad F1 Opinion has spun around, and now he is back with Titan. Oh boy, if it weren't for ghosting, they would have both completely died. Back towards the front here, Bourbon and Groggers going wheel to wheel. And so are the leaders. ACL, Bunkers, and Synonymous going wheel to wheel here for the lead of the race. Meanwhile, behind, Gruggers gets overtaken by one car, maybe two, as he has a big off there. And here comes Bunkers. It's gonna be 3 abreast heading into turn 1. Who breaks later? Oh, wow, what a move by Bunkers. He's going to take the lead away from ACL. Synonymous holds on to third. As FCQ gets a penalty. FCQ getting forced wide from Nando Cedar. And Nando Cedar losing ground. But the battle for the lead really heating up here. So, it's Bunkers and ACL still leading. And these guys cannot be separated right now. The top 4 just in a DRS train at the moment. Currently, it's Bunkers leading. Remember, these guys do have to make a mandatory pit stop in the future race, as Daddy Ings and Pluto, both ghosts, going wheel to wheel. Titan and Bad F1 Opinion battling for P16. But back to the lead here. This is the important fight. 4 cars, all in it. Bourbon trying to get in it as well, as FCQ leaves. Bad F1 Opinion is left as well. And here we go, it's 3 wide again, heading into turn 1. And there's contact, and around goes Bunky. It was like a half spin. He got kind of saved by that. I'm sure he won't be happy about it, but he's gonna go into the pits. And now it's Bourbon and Synonymous, 1-2. Jordan pits as well. I think he got caught in it too. So now Synonymous with a nice clear track ahead of him. Trying, at the moment, on for his first career RPL win. But there's a long way to go. Still 11 laps left. And Gruggers gets a penalty. Yuri Vips, currently in P5. Titan with a penalty as well, and it's finally starting to calm down here. Super Liam up into P6 after starting in 19th. It's been a good couple laps for him so far. Of course, still a lot of cars to take their mandatory stops, so we'll see what happens here. Liam trying to stay in DRS range here of Yuri Vips. And Yuri Vips closing in on Gruggers, who's closing in on Nando Cedar, who's not closing in on Bourbon Boy. But here we go, Yuri Vips thinking about a move on Gruggers here. He's close. Synonymous now with the fastest lap of the race. Here comes Yuri Vips. Vips now with the fastest lap. Let's see if he can close in on Gruggers. Does he send one? He does not. Thinks better of it. Gruggers trying to hold on to the place, and a potential corner cut there by Yuri Vips could be a warning. And here we go into the technical first sector. And all the ghost cars really going wheel to wheel right now. Pluto, FRT Auto, and forgot who the other one was. Oh yeah, Daddy Ings. This is the biggest fight at the moment. Whoa! Speaking of fight, never mind. That was Wavy Knife Van MCQ over the ghost car. I'm done. Rex gets a penalty for speeding, and he is done. That's why. Painful feature race so far from McLaren, apart from Synonymous. Bourbon in P2, Nando Cedar in 3rd, and RPL Jordan, the championship leader, not having the day he needs. This could potentially be advantage Bourbon if Bourbon can start closing in But think about Nando Cedar here, who had an absolutely appalling weekend in Bahrain, currently sits on the podium. I don't think he's gonna hold on to it. A lot of cars pitted. But at the moment, Jordan now with a penalty. At the moment, though, Nando Cedar holding onto this podium quite well. But we're gonna have lots of cars pitting. Synonymous stayed out. Bourbon, I believe, stayed out. Oh no, it's just Nando Cedar pitting. They all duped each other. And meanwhile, towards the back, Bad F1 Opinion still cannot get past RPL Titan. Oh, that's because it's a ghost. I'm dumb. In the pits goes FRT Auto's ghost. Nando Cedar, he's gonna come out of the pits, leave behind Titan. He will. Pit stops Titan. He is yet to make his stop. Fastest lap currently belonging to Mr. Bunky has towards the front Yuri Vips and Groggers. They go wheel to wheel, and Yuri Vips up into third place, but not by much. And we have a yellow flag in Sector 2. Who is that? It's RPL Jordan. The championship leader has crashed, and we have a VSC. Remember, under the VSC, the mandatory stop cannot be taken. If you pit under this VSC, it will not count. So, let's just see what happens here. Synonymous, he better stay out here. Remember, I believe Synonymous got DQ'd in the last feature race because he made his pit stop under the VSC. He's gonna pit! And it's a drastic decision. He's gonna lose this race because of the VSC. And, green flag. We'll see if it counts. I don't know if it will. It'll be interesting to see if it does count. That was a short VSC. We'll see if that pit stop counts, as Synonymous and Groggers both go into the pits. As Bourbon, Yuri Vips, and Super Liams currently lead the way. Wavy Knife in 4th, Leon in 5th place. Let's have a look at that tire situation. It's pretty mixed between everyone at the moment. Everyone from Pluto on back on the medium tire. Of course, Pluto is a ghost car, so. The leader of those who has pitted is currently Synonymous, but I don't know, as Jordan's out. Major implications here in the championship, as RPL Jordan DNFs, and his closest rival, Bourbon, I believe, is now leading the race. Yet to make his pit stop. No real fights going on at the moment. We got ACL and Bunky. They are the closest, I think. But at the moment, it's Nando Cedar. It could be Synonymous, but I don't know. Of those who have pitted, I don't know if Synonymous's pit stop will count. As we have an incident, it is Groggers who has binned it. Rip Groggers. Let's see if Bourbon pits here. He does not. Does Yuri Vips pit? Yes, he does. And Liam chooses to stay out. And Groggers is out. He's crashed on track. And we have a safety car. This works amazing for Yuri Vips. Does Wavy Knife will pit? Leon as well. And MZQ, he stays out. Yuri Vips will come out of the pits, and Synonymous pretty much in the net lead here. See if Yuri Vips will come out in P5. Groggers leaves. Bad F1 Opinions Ghost yet to stop. Nando Cedar in 7th. Bunky, ACL, Wavy Knife, Titan, Daddy Ings, Pluto, Leon, and Otto. They've all pitted. Well, not Otto, but yeah, ghost car. Who cares? Bourbon. Let's see if Bourbon will pit here to go on to his soft tires. Liam also has to make a pit stop. This could be very interesting here. Midway through the sprint, or the feature race here. And we'll see if these top two guys pit, along with MZQ, who should pit as well. And here comes Bourbon, safety car, waiting to pick up the leader in that first sector, out of turn 2. And into the pits goes Bourbon, and Super Liam's, as you would think, he does follow him. MZQ will most likely pit as well, which would leave Synonymous as the race leader. But the real question is, if Synonymous gets DQ'd for pitting under that VSC, Yuri Vips would be the net leader. Battlephone Opinion still has to pit. MZQ decides to stay out. And here comes Bourbon. Let's see if he comes out ahead of Synonymous. Synonymous into turn 1 will come out in the lead. You're in the net lead. And Bourbon Boy just comes out ahead of Yuri Vips. And Super Liam's comes out ahead of Bad F1 Opinion. So the net podium at the moment is Synonymous, Bourbon, Yuri Vips, with Liam in 4th. Bad F1 Opinion's Ghost still has to pit. Nando Cedar, Bonky, and ACL both pitted earlier. Wavy Knife, and then it's Leon, and then Titan, who is currently sat in last place. MZQ, I don't know why he's not, oh, he's a Ghost, that's why. So it's Synonymous, Bourbon, and Yuri Vips. I don't know why the Ghosts just chose not to pit. They're kind of dumb. And Bonky gets a 5-second penalty for ignoring yellow flags. Bonky is currently sat in P7. We'll check penalties now. Penalties everywhere. So, Bourbon and Liam, the top two with no penalties. MZQ is Ghost, so that doesn't count. Synonymous has a 3-second penalty. Bourbon has no penalties. Yuri Vips with a 3-second. Liam with nothing. And still awaiting on a few more cars to catch up to the field. And Liam has gained 14 positions from his starting position. This has been a good race for Liam, who is in a Charouse, which, well, that car's not allowed, but he joined late, so not his fault. As Titan is the last car to catch up, we'll probably go green this time. And according to Titan, any points scored by Liam will go towards HWA, which is a team occupied by Yuri Vips, so it's Yuri Vips and Super Liam's as the HWA pair. Probably go green this time, with 4 laps remaining here. The Ghost car of MZQ leads the way. Hopefully he'll pit or something soon enough, because the Ghost cars still have yet to stop. As Leon and Pluto going wheel to wheel under the safety car, Leon overtakes Pluto. I think he's just trying to get past these Ghost cars. He is. Just pass him off track, Leon. Come on. Alrighty. We'll most likely go green this time here. The ghost car of MZQ will lead the way, and the safety car does come in. And now everybody will be restricted to the pace of the ghost car. But really, realistically, it's gonna come down to Synonymous here. And here we go. Going green this time, Bourbon Boy is ready. He is raring to go here against Synonymous. Remember, that ghost car gets to call when to go, and off goes the ghost car. MZQ will lead us to the green flag. Synonymous, net P1. Here comes Bourbon here. Bourbon will try around the outside into turn 1. Synonymous will break later, and there's another fight going on here with Nando's Eater and Bunkers. They make contact. And there's end plates flying. I don't know whose end plate that was. That may have been Super Liam's end plate. No, it wasn't Liam's end plate. It may have been Yuri Vips' end plate. It was. Yuri Vips has heavy wing damage there as Liam goes through to make the overtake as MZQ's Ghost is passed by Bourbon Boy. Bourbon in the net lead. Liam also with a penalty now. He has a 5-second penalty. I think he did make contact with someone. So he was one of the few cars with no penalty, but now he isn't. Yuri Vips trying to attack Super Liam's here with heavy, heavy wing damage. Yuri Vips trying to force his technically teammate off the track. Bunky trying to make the most of it. Big crash for Yuri Vips. He's out of the race. And that's another safety car. Technically, Yuri Vips and Liam are teammates. They have crashed out. And we have another safety car. Leon, in bad F1 opinion, will pit. I swear, that lap car of MCQ still hasn't made a pit stop. It hasn't, and I don't know why it's still going. Penalties galore here. As Nando Cedar gets a 5-second penalty. 5-second penalties everywhere. So at the moment, it is a net P1 for Bourbon. And apparently Liam is sat in 3rd place, even off penalties. And here we go. This safety car is going to end this lap regardless. We'll have 2 laps of racing action here between everybody. Everybody here. The ghost cars, of course, they won't be counted here. So pretty much everybody except Leon has a penalty. Leon will not catch up to the field in time. But here we go. We will get going here with 2 laps to go for the 2nd time in this race weekend. It's going to be a green-white checkered finish here in the, not under the lights, but in the daytime of Jeddah. Synonymous has to choose his right time. He, of course, has a penalty. Bourbon does not. Bourbon's net P1. And when does Synonymous go? Synonymous goes early, and he gets a pretty good jump here. Bourbon does not get the start he wants against Synonymous here. Super Liam gets the start he needs on Bunky, who flies down the inside. Bunky trying to get past Liam here. Liam fighting back fiercely, but it's going to be third place for Mr. Bunkers as Bourbon Boy sets after Synonymous. Remember, Bourbon really could use this victory as Bunky gets a 5-second penalty for corner cutting and gaining a place. And Bunky, not only that, gets a penalty for warnings, so his race is pretty much binned as he's going to set after the leaders. Bourbon, a victory here would be massive in terms of the championship. It's Synonymous versus Bourbon at the moment for the battle of the lead. Bunky getting into it as well. And there's Liam in 4th place, net P3. And oh! Bunky's crashed! Big crash Bunkers! He's out of it now. And here comes Bourbon. He's gonna attack Synonymous here. Can Bourbon take the lead on track? Synonymous trying to win this race. At least on track, he's trying to win this race. There's a lag spike going on as Bourbon goes down the inside. Can he hold on to the lead? His car is lag spiking greatly on my screen, but Bourbon now leads the way as we go into the final lap of this race. And Synonymous, he did not make the required pit stop under the VSC. And for the 2nd race in a row, he is disqualified. For the 2nd sprint feature race in a row, he has been DQ'd. And Super Liam now runs in net P2. Actually, it is P2. Let me check penalties. It is P2 right now. Of course, the ghost cars will not count. At the moment, it's an Academy 1-2 as Nando Cedar gets a penalty. Liam running in 2nd place. Daddy Ings and Pluto's ghost cars going wheel to wheel. It's P8 for Mr. Titan, which will be P6 for him. Well done to Mr. Titan, making the most of this absolutely shit show of a race. But here we go, the final sector. Liam trying to hold on to net P2 here. Nando Cedar, I believe he did get a penalty. He's got lots of penalties, as Titan gets a penalty as well. Here comes Nando Cedar. Nando Cedar thinks better of it. ACL also trying to make a move. Oh my goodness, Nando Cedar almost crashes. ACL trying to make the most of it now. Here comes ACL trying to make the move. But up front, it's Bourbon Boy who comes through the final corner. And Bourbon Boy has made the most of an absolute wild race with so many DNFs. Bourbon Boy wins the feature race in Jeddah. Liam finishes in 2nd place. What a race by him. Wavy knife in 4th. And Nando Cedar, it's not gone well for him. What a race. And what a finish. Bourbon Boy getting some much needed points for his championship challenge. But how about that from Super Liams? We're not counting Daddy Ings, Pluto, and Otto. They were all ghost cars. So Leon finishes in 4th place here in the feature race. And Titan will finish in 7th. And what a race this has been. And we'll have a look at the weekend results. 45 points for Bourbon, and only 27 for Jordan. So, Bourbon will claw back 8, which means I believe Jordan will still hold on to the lead, by only 5 points. So it's coming down here to Ben and Jordan here. They are your main two starters in this ship. And that'll do. Make sure you join us later tonight, where RPL F1 will go to Imola for the second ever RPL Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix. Make sure you join us then, where RPL Titan will commentate that as usual. But that is it from F2 today. Next week, RPL F2 will visit Imola as well. So it'll be F2's second time going to the Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix, and it'll be set to be a fantastic and thrilling installment of F2. Make sure you join us next week, and make sure you join us later tonight for the next installment of F1. We'll see you there.